Good morning. So I know a couple of weeks ago I did a video about how there are several places that are within 4 hours of Nashville, and today I am actually headed to Atlanta to go meet my sister. My sister actually lives in Orlando, but we are meeting in Atlanta for a concert. This is a concert of her choosing, but I'm still excited to get together with her. And so I figured, we're going to be doing some fun things in Atlanta, so I figured I'd just bring you guys along. Okay, so on the road, it's raining today, which is not my favorite to drive in, but the drive for me is only about 3.5 hours, but I've got to go straight to the Atlanta airport to pick up my sister. So, again, this drive's really not terrible by any means. I just don't like going around the Chattanooga part of it just because you're winding through the mountains and it makes me uncomfortable. But again, 3.5 hours, it's really not that bad. Okay, so I'm stopped at Buccees. I'm about an hour outside of Atlanta. So Georgia has a Buccees. For those that don't know even what the heck Buccees is, it is this, it's like a gas station plus like a Walmart, but a southern version on steroids. No joke, there's probably about 200 gas pumps here. And in Buccees, not only can you get food, but they've got a jerky station, and they do brisket sandwiches, and they've got a shopping section with home goods. It's just kind of crazy. But we do have one in Crossville, which Crossville is actually about an hour and a half outside of Nashville as you head east, say towards Gatlinburg or East Tennessee. And when we got a Buccees, it was all the rage. We're actually going to be there's one that's going to be off the Sevierville exit that's going to open in April or May of this year. And Murfreesboro is actually supposed to get a Buccees. I think it's 2024, 2025. I can't remember. So they're supposed to be getting a Buccees. So, it's nice to know that there are other places. And so I just figured it's a great place to get gas, stop and get food on the way. But yeah, I didn't understand Buccees when it first came on the scene, but once you experience it, you kind of have to just keep going. So another thing about Buccees, they have some of their own brands of food items. So they've got things called beaver nuggets. It's just really interesting. Also, they do have some of the cleanest bathrooms. They tout it everywhere. And they have so many stalls, which is fantastic, especially for women, which is great. But again, it's just it's a Texas-based gas station concept. They're just now, in recent years, expanding into other states in the South. But yeah, Buccees is pretty cool. It's definitely worth a stop. But yeah, to me, if you can stop at a Buccees on a road trip, that's the place to stop versus just a regular gas station. Okay, so we made it to Atlanta. The Atlanta airport is not the easiest to navigate, but we figured it out and we're all checked in. And so now we are going to go try a place called Putt Shack. Apparently it's fun tech advanced mini golf. So don't know what that's about, but we're gonna go give it a try. Good morning. So yesterday we ended up going to Putt Shack, which was really fun. It's this tech advanced putt course, only 9 holes, but it's they register your ball to your name, counts your strokes. If you hit it in different things, you get more points. It's really fun. And then we ended up at dinner at Bulla, And I think it's in Midtown Atlanta, but it was fantastic. It's a tapas place, but now we are getting ready to go to the aquarium. My sister is actually a marine biologist, and one of her friends from a previous job works at the Georgia Aquarium. So I'm excited we may get some behind the scenes stuff, which you're not allowed to film apparently at any aquarium. But I'm excited to go and to see it because I've never been to the Georgia Aquarium before. Okay, so we did the aquarium yesterday, which we actually got to do a behind the scenes like thing with sharks because this is my sister.
Hello.
Same parents. People ask us all the time, like, sorority sisters or half sisters? No, full sisters. But my sister, she's a marine biologist, like I said yesterday. We got a behind the scenes tour of the shark tank, which was awesome because you work with sharks.
I do.
So I have to ask, because she's been pondering this idea of starting a channel where she talks all about shark stuff while drinking wine. So if you would love to learn more about sharks and you think it'd be really interesting, let me know, because I think she should do it. It would be awesome. So, but yeah, we got to do all the fun things. We went to a Stray Kids concert last night. It was my very first K-pop concert. And I have to say, even though it was 3 hours and 25 minutes, a good 3 hours was solid entertainment.
It was awesome.
But now we're navigating the Atlanta airport so that she can head back to Orlando and I can head back to Nashville. Okay, so I am back from Atlanta, back at home. It was about a 3 hour, 45-minute drive back today. Really, so when you're going down, you take Interstate 24 around Chattanooga, and then you connect onto 75, and that takes you down into Atlanta. So coming back though today, we're 75 then breaks off and you can jump back on 24 around Chattanooga because you have all of these lanes of traffic. Because when you're coming up 75, you can either go towards Nashville, Chattanooga, or you can go towards Knoxville on 75. Most people are going to the Nashville, Chattanooga exit. You can see Astro back there. And so you have all of this traffic coming down to 2 lanes, and then as you take the ramp around, it then merges down to 1 lane. So it was like 10 minutes worth of traffic. It is what it is. But again, the drive's not terrible getting to and from. It's just if you're gonna deal with traffic, it's gonna be around Chattanooga, and then it's also gonna be around as you actually start to get in towards Atlanta. So like I mentioned earlier, today we went into the Stray Kids concert, which I've never been to K-pop before. I don't even really know about K-pop. That is like my sister's thing. But she was supposed to go to the concert originally. It got rescheduled. Her friend that was supposed to go with her couldn't go with her. So I said, I'll give it a go. It's a whole experience. Like the whole time I was just trying to take it in because I was just trying to assess like what this is because it was just unique. But again, really entertaining. So, but wanted to go back and touch again on the aquarium. So we stayed in the heart of downtown Atlanta because we wanted to be able to walk. So we were able to walk from our hotel. We were able to walk to the aquarium. And actually the concert was at the State Farm Arena, which is right beside Mercedes-Benz, which is where like the Chick-fil-A Bowl is. And the aquarium is incredible. So my sister, like I said, she's a marine biologist. She's in the aquarium world. She's worked at several. But she says in her opinion, Atlanta is probably the best one. It was absolutely huge, super crowded with people. And the reason we got to go do the backstage stuff, you know, that's not something that's open to the public, but we were able to do it because of one of her friends that she worked with at a previous aquarium, now works at the Atlanta Aquarium. So we got to see them feed the sharks, which was so neat because believe it or not, like you can target train sharks to like know when to come for feedings. And apparently, you know, they have all sorts of different kinds of personalities, and we got to see the whale sharks, which are absolutely huge, and massive manta rays. it was just really, really neat getting to see kind of the behind the scenes. I got to do that once with my sister at one of her other previous aquariums. And it's like I was at the top of the tank, kind of on like a diving board, but it didn't actually move. It was like this plank thing. And she kept telling me to grab fish guts and you stick your hand down under the water for the stingrays to come like swim over your hand, and their mouths just kind of vacuum suck it out of your hand. It's a very weird feeling, and I was very not good at it. But if you are going to Atlanta, I would absolutely recommend the Atlanta Aquarium. It's fantastic. They've got dolphins, they've got sharks, so many different kinds of fish, and it's a really beautifully put together aquarium. And then right across from the aquarium is actually like this Coca-Cola, like History of Coca-Cola factory or something. So that's right there, which is great. But then right there is this beautiful park called the Centennial Olympic Park. We walked through there after we went to the aquarium. That's just a really neat spot and really beautiful to walk around in downtown Atlanta. So that's also something I would recommend. I will say with Atlanta, the drivers are worse. The traffic is far worse. It like helped put Nashville traffic into perspective. Nashville traffic, has it gotten worse? Yes, but it is nowhere near the level of Atlanta traffic. But Atlanta is just a really neat place to explore. We got to go eat at some great restaurants and just really get to experience it. Because anytime I've been to Atlanta, it's been more like in the Buckhead area, or going to like a Braves game. But this time getting to stay in downtown Atlanta and getting to explore down there was really, really neat. So, you know, when you live in Nashville, you do have these awesome places like Atlanta where you can go and experience a day trip. Or a long weekend. Of course, if you want to fly out internationally, while Nashville's great, maybe you can get a better option out of Atlanta, and it's not a terrible drive. So it is really nice to just have Atlanta and have such a big hub so close. But yeah, I just, you know, as I was going through this, I was just thinking I had recently done that video just talking about places that are within 4 hours of Nashville to visit for a weekend trip, because people do ask that when they're looking to move here. So I figured I'd bring you guys along, even share Buccees with you. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you got any questions about moving to the Middle Tennessee area, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. All my contact information is below. My name is Caitlin Martin, and I'll see you guys later.